Lesley Thompson-Willie is recognized as a trendsetter for women in sport, and for her outstanding international achievements. Lesley started her extensive and highly successful rowing career at Western and was a part of many varsity winning teams both within Canada and the United States. She was part of the first women's team from Western to compete and win a national university title. Having been a part of 8 Olympic teams, she has earned 5 Olympic medals throughout her career, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 1 bronze. There are very few in the world who have a record like Lesley Thompson-Willie.
Well, we like to call Lesley the legend, and she's clearly the best coxswain ever in Canada, and quite possibly the best coxswain ever in the world. 8 Olympics, no more need be said.
The word I would use to describe Lesley is committed. 100% committed to the success of her boat and the team, and she's just given so much to Canada, to Western, to rowing overall. She's all in. When she's in, she's all in.
Lesley's got an incredible water feel and ability to feel power, and the application of power in the boat that she's in.
2 of the things that really stick out to me in terms of the qualities that Lesley embodies, one is consistency and the other is dedication to excellence.
When we first won the World Championships in 1991 in the women's 8, I remember coming home and people would say, well, does the coxie get a medal too? And without question, in that race, she deserved all 9 of them. And with 500 meters to go, the only crew left in front of us was the Russians, but they were like 3 seconds ahead of us. And I was like, holy crap. And we're all like, holy crap. And Lesley said, you can do this, but we've got to go now. You can do this, but you've got to listen to me. And we all did. We all just listened to Lesley, and she told us when to focus on our legs, and she told us when to focus on rhythm and when to attack and when to push. And with a few strokes left, she's like, okay, this is going to be close. We got to get the strokes in. We've got to make sure that our bow is surging forward. And, she just called that race, and we won it by half a second. And without question, Lesley did that. Like, she did that. She brought us all together and kept us focused.
Another story about Lesley, and she will never remember this because it wasn't probably as big to her as it was to me, but we were at the National Rowing Championships in Montreal, and our coxswain couldn't cox us, so Lesley jumped in the boat for us, and it was a very tight race, and right at the sort of the last 300 meters of the race, she just said in a very calm and level voice, decide now if you want to win this race. And just the way she said it, and we responded, and we won the race. I never forgot that either. You don't need to yell and scream as a coxswain, but somehow she just got right into our heads, and we responded.
Like, I remember when we were rowing along and training on Big Fanshawe, and it's always windy, and there's always a gust coming from somewhere, but we were rowing along into this incredible headwind, and we're doing this piece, and Lesley's like, you're just hauling into this headwind, this constant headwind. And Lesley's like, in 3 strokes, there'll be a gust from the starboard side. And you're like, I want her to shut up, because I'm like, this is a wind. How can she? And all of a sudden on the 3rd stroke, you're like, oh my God. And she nailed it. She had you totally prepared to deal with that gust of wind from the starboard side. She has that incredible ability.
And one of the things about Lesley, after a couple of minutes of talking to her, you'll realize how excellent she is and how dedicated she is. She's just such a passionate person, and it just comes out in everything that she does.
Oh, she doesn't take shit from us. I remember once coming in the 92 season, and we were still pretty, quite frankly, even though we were world champions, we were inexperienced racers in the 8. And we came in from the race from the heat, and she wouldn't let us out of the boat. And she said, okay, hold on a second. And so Lesley, we got to the dock after the race, and she's like, just stay in the boat for a second. And so we all just kind of sat there, and she's like, I want you to put all your shoes and your shirts and your water bottle on the dock. And so, I reach in and grab my water bottle that was half full, put it on the dock, and I had my slides, my sandals, I put them on the dock, and I had a t-shirt with me, and I put that on the dock. And she went along and she gathered all the stuff that we'd put on the dock. There was like, all 8 of us had stuff. And she created this huge pile. And at the time, Coxies had to weigh down. She was down to, I think it was 100 pounds. And she showed this massive pile of clothing that she said, this is what you're making us lose. She's like, don't bring any of this shit with you for the next race. And we're like, oh, okay, no problem. And so that's the kind of stuff, like Lesley's just, she steers the boat with a firm hand, and she has an incredible sense of feeling for the motion and the power in the boat. And she knows how to bring a crew together and make them win. And I think that's why she's had such an incredible career from her first days at Western to her continuing days now with the national team.
It truly is a gift when someone is so excellent at what they do and so committed that they allow you to be excellent. They allow you the freedom to be the best you can be. And those are the kinds of things I'll never forget. So unfortunately, I can't be there tonight. I wish I could be. And have a fantastic night. Congratulations, Lesley. And to everybody else who's listening to her, you're in for a real treat. Yeah, go Mustangs forever.